All right, it's been a long time since Tiger Showman's today and a chance to interview Uriah Hall. We used to talk before all your fights, but about 4 or 5 months ago you disappeared for a little while. Everyone thought they knew where you were, but nobody really knew where you were, and came back, and all of a sudden the Ultimate Fighter show's on. Your life a little different now than it was 6 months ago?
Is it?
Is it?
I wouldn't say too different. You know, media and all that stuff probably the added bonus, but other than that, I'm the same guy. I'm just on TV. That's it.
Tell me a little bit about the experience, what it was like going through that process for 6 weeks.
It sucked. There was no fun about it. It was more of a mental challenge. You separate yourself from the world and everyone else, and at the same time, you got to live with people you have to fight with. So it was a continuous battle, you know, emotion-wise, and people living in the house with. It was a big test, and you know, I think I did a pretty good job.
What do you think was the reason you were able to get through it as well as you did?
Well, a big part of it is having the discipline behind my training, to having focus on one thing and setting a goal and pretty much working towards it. I don't know if a lot of those guys have that mentality. You know, being on the show, I had to kind of isolate myself from a lot of things to focus on the goal that I was there for.
4 fights in 6 weeks. Very, very rare. I mean, we were fighting in the WCL every 5 weeks. That was rare. 4 fights in 6 weeks. How did that go?
Again, it sucked. Just the weight process, cutting the weight back and forth. It was more of a mental strain, you know, and I see people, again, struggle through it, but, you know, when you keep your eye on the prize, nothing can really stop you.
What was your reason for doing it? Why go on the Ultimate Fighter? Why pursue this goal?
Well, first of all, it's the toughest tournament in the world, and to be able to do it, I think it's a big, you know, plus. And to take it that far, you know, for me as a martial artist, I always want to, you know, take it to the next level to see how well I can do. And, you know, to go up against the best in the world, to me, is one of the greatest things. And you know, I did a lot of ring combat fights, WCL, but this is the next level. I'm just looking at taking it to the next level.
How did Tiger Showman's prepare you for that experience? And we talked a little bit about the mental grind of those 6 weeks, but you know, both aspects of the mental and physical grind. How did your training with Tiger Showman's prepare you for it?
Well, I know with Tiger Showman's, with training with Shion, again, the biggest part is the discipline mentality. And when he teaches us to hit that bag and spar and do strength training, it's not just physical, it's the mental aspect of it. So I know when I went in there, you know, when I had that mental aspect, Shion really taught me to always push a little further and always outdo yourself. And you always got another round left in you. So I felt well prepared. As far as the physical part, you know, Shion always teaches us to, you know, break past our limits. So I felt absolutely confident going in there.
I was watching the UFC a couple weeks ago, and all of a sudden they shoot to Uriah Hall sitting ringside. How's that feel in your life? All of a sudden, you know, you're in a little different place. Not a different person, but a little different place.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I didn't want it. They came up to me, I'm like, nah. They're like, you don't have a choice. I'm like, but it's pretty cool, you know. The biggest part I'm looking at is the positiveness of it. You know, a lot of people tell me that I'm changing their lives in certain ways where they've never seen someone stand up and speak of what happened to them. And I was bullied. You know, I'm not trying to make a big, huge deal, but it's pretty much the story that they're taking. And if I can inspire someone to come out of the dark hole, then I feel pretty good about it.
That's what being a sensei is all about, right? Helping other people lead by example. I love it. All right, Uriah, you know, thank you so much. I told you this before, but I'll say it again for everybody out there, man. My students and myself and watching, you know, so far in this game, couldn't be more proud to be associated with the little bit of association I have with you. You know, you're out there representing Tiger Showman to the best. So I appreciate that and looking forward to see how the next few weeks go. Good luck and congrats.
Thanks, man.